me. Pnrshow Season 2, Episode 11, a Cedar Plank.
I'd rather have lager than rye. I'll take a strong stout over stride. I prefer to confer with a half pint of ale and live a long life till my private parts fail. For life without liquor is to no avail. So bring me lager for rye. I'd rather have lager than rye.
Okay, now I will say this for that opening. That was the best that theme has sounded since we've started. So whatever you did, bookmark that in your head and don't forget it.
Good luck.
Because that actually sounded pretty good. Welcome to the Pint of No Return Show, your one-stop shop for beer, balls,
And butts.
Beer's bald.
Beer,
maybe.
balls, and bald, yeah.
And lots of butts not
yeah,
working.
right. We are a beer and kind of weird topic podcast. And if you know us well, and you know that we'll eventually get into some kind of a sane topic structure. Anyway, welcome, first of all, our co-host. We have Keith, we have Gary, and Jeremy from California, and I'm Rob.
Hello, everyone.
Good evening, everybody. First of all, we want to thank the Poxy Boggards for the use of their music. You can find their stuff at poxyboggards.com, POXYBOGGARDS, or on iTunes. I would say, if I'm looking at my show notes, that we are now live on Alpha Geek Radio, but we're not live on Alpha Geek Radio.
No, we can't get on tonight.
I think we're preempted by Mac Talk. I don't know why, but I'll plug Alpha Geek Radio nonetheless.
We're still talking about that new MacBook.
I guess
Yeah.
so. The all-important Apple Watch. TuneIn.alphageekradio.com to find their lovely channels and listings, and maybe someday we'll be back on there. You can check us out on our website, which is the Pnrshow.com, or email us at pnrshow@gmail.com. Then we've got the ancient-looking Twitters. Gary is at Always Breaking, Jeremy at Jeremy Brooks, Keith at Wolfman K, and I am RebRob, REBROB. Or you can join us in our Google Plus chat room. Ask us for an invite. Ask for it by name, the PNR chat room. We have a lot of fun in there. Or you can call us. Keith, if you're watching us on the video cast, has got the number up, 585-496-HTMH, which is our old show, a Happy Time Magic Hour. So, in the brief 10 or 15 seconds that it took for Keith to get everything ready to get, again, I came up with another acronym. You can call us 585-496-HUNG. H-U-N-G. Hung.
You know, I was about to go in there and switch it, but no, I don't think I will.
Hung.
Outstanding, Rob. Thank you for that level of work.
Good
You
job.
are welcome. All right, so today on the show, we're
Oy.
going to be taking some cedar plank and talking about force fields and cloud storage and our picks and all that kind of stuff. But before we do that, whenever this happens, we have to drop everything because we have some feedback.
Whoa,
We do.
what?
Yeah. Keith,
We do.
I see it in the notes. What is our feedback this week?
We have a fan,
Yeah.
and I don't think he listens loyally every week, but he
Yes.
tends to binge watch, and then get caught up all at once. So we get feedback in chunks as he's watching all the shows. So I want to thank Aaron for responding to, I think, 4 different shows all in one shot. So we're gonna go through these real quick because it looks like we do have other topics. If we didn't have topics, I was just gonna make this the topic and we could address these one by one. But for Pnrshow Season 2, Episode 8, he writes in,
Yes.
Beer and buds. Was that supposed to be a hop joke?
You got the
Does
rim
anyone-
shot ready?
Does anyone remember what we were talking about?
Beer and buds. It's probably my intro. I said beer and buds. Like today was beer and balls. So it's all kind of a theme.
Okay.
I don't have a rim shot.
Yeah.
So
What's the next one?
So next, where are we? Season 2, Episode 6. We're working backwards.
As we do.
As we do. This is our Oscar show. Now that Rob has a couple of home brews under his belt, I'm curious what he thinks about the smell of hops during the brew process.
The smell of hops is not that much unlike, I mean, when you open up a bottle of an IPA or something like that, I mean, smell the hops coming off, that citrusy, grapefruity, flowerally, depending on what the hops are. I took a big old whiff of the hops when I was brewing, so yeah, it smells the same.
Okay.
Stinks.
Didn't come to like them all of a sudden?
No.
Suddenly a fan?
Well, no, wait. Now, if you've watched the show with any regularity, and, you know, why would you? But if you've watched the show with any regularity, you know that I like beers that use hops blended well in together with the other flavors of the beer. I don't like the hops being the primary focus, as is the case with most IPAs. The hops are the focus, and I just don't care for that. But, and you guys can attest to this, there have been hoppy beers that we've had that I've enjoyed because it's mixed in together with other flavors.
That's true.
So.
Yes.
And there have been hoppy beers that you liked and shock us all. We just can never predict.
Absolutely.
You are the unpredictable wild card in the hop beer.
I'm consistently enigmatic. So.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Next we go to Season 2, Episode 5, Sweet As.
Ooh, that was a good one.
I love me a Sweet As.
This one's for me. It says, Keith, I would also recommend Monoprice for earbuds. I also wear mine all day and fall asleep with them and just absolutely destroy my earbuds. So I like them cheap and good sounding as well. So he's picking up some at Monoprice. Aaron, actually, email that. And again, if you got a specific pair that you like from there, I will check them out.
He's actually mentioned that to me before, that he sleeps with his earbuds in all the time.
Yeah, I do too. And my Amazon ones are starting to show some signs of wear. They're holding up pretty good, though, so far, and I still think they're the most comfortable in-ear earbuds I've ever had. So I'm tempted to go back to them, but I would check out some Monoprice. I've bought other things at Monoprice before, and they are cheap as far as inexpensive goes. But if there's some good quality stuff that lasts the test in there, too, I would be curious what they were. So send on your... or if you're on Twitter, you can just tweet it at me at WolfmanK. But send your link or something to Monoprice. I would check them out. Sure. And
there was a fourth.
There is a last one. This is for Season 2, Episode 4, Censored. It says, also, if this is not the best beer-related podcast, why do I enjoy it so much?
Oh,
Aaron, we're not entirely sure why you enjoy it so much, but for God's sakes, man, tell a friend.
Aaron likes me. He's a good guy in my gaming group.
Is he? He's a buddy of yours?
Yeah.
The only logical explanation is that this is the best beer podcast.
It's the best beer podcast that most nobody's heard.
He is in my gaming group, Keith, and you would like him. He's a very good, funny guy. Him and his wife, we game with them every week, and a big fan of not only Firefly but also Doctor Who. So
well, there you go. I like him already.
A kindred spirit. Yeah, good guy. Thanks, Aaron.
Aaron, appreciate it. Keep writing in, buddy. We'd love to have more feedback and
indeed more feedback from everybody.
Yeah, let your wife listen. Let her listen and have her tell some friends too.
Let this be a testament as to how easy it is to get on the show. We just read 4 comments feedback from one person. So
that's right.
There's a good shot. If you send us some feedback, it will be read on a podcast. So
that is a very good chance.
Send those in. All right.
Near 100% likelihood.
Yeah.
If we notice it.
Yeah.
But enough of that.
Nobody said it would be timely.
But enough of that. It's time to go to the pint.
I like to move it. I like to move it. I like to move it. You like to move it.
It's our beer. It's beer time. It's Gary's favorite part of the show, and this
Everybody's
Gary
favorite.
Andrew, yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, it's a good part of the show. This week we have from Green Flash. I only say that, Gary's, because usually Gary's in the chat window saying, "Let's get to the beer, please." So that's why I said that. From Green Flash, we've got Cedar Plank Pale Ale in a big old bottle.
Mm-hmm.
We like them big.
Robust yet refined Warrior Cascade El Dorado, greenflashbrew.com, 6% alcohol by volume, and they're describing this as an epic journey and a limited release beer.
Yep.
So,
in the fall.
I'm intrigued by the nose.
You guys got an info on this beer?
Well, it's an American pale ale aged with Spanish cedar, intense and aromatic. So I'm hoping this does not taste like licking a sauna.
I hope not too. I'm a little leery of this beer because I've had some bad experiences with Rausch beers, and if they burned the cedar at all, I'm going to be pissed.
I can tell you right
It's
away.
not described as smoky, and it doesn't smell smoky.
Well,
It doesn't smell
it's very
smoky,
clear.
It's very clear.
But
I gotta
cedar
say this,
is-
though.
Look at this. Look at this beauty. That's a perfect pour right there.
I've already had a better experience with this beer than last week's beer.
Look at that.
Last week's was your own.
Last week's was like the Mount Vesuvius of beers.
Oh yeah, that was great. That's great.
By the way, when you put it in the show notes, you got to put on exploding beer. Jeremy, you need to go back and watch because
Yeah, it's worth a watch on YouTube. If you missed it on YouTube, folks, go back and watch that one. That Rob's homebrew blew up in his face.
Oh.
narrowly missing my laptop.
It hit the laptop.
I got little splurts on it, but I mean, I did not douse it like I did the floor.
Yeah.
He saved the laptop,
I
but
did
it got
save
it.
the laptop. All right, so yeah, this has got a
smells-
very, very hoppy taste, but it is really clear, really, really clear. And I'm not used to that from IPA. Isn't the IPA usually like a little tiny bit cloudy?
It's not an IPA. It's pale ale.
Yeah,
Oh, sorry.
American Pale Ale.
Yep. So are we drinking? Rob, sounds like Rob is.
No, I haven't yet.
Oh. Okay.
Small
I
little
love
head.
the nose. The nose is awesome. It's hops, and you can totally smell the cedar in the background. It is
That's
very
good.
aromatic.
I like cedar as a room freshener. Let's see how it tastes in a beer. All right,
Let's drink my cedar.
Cheers. Wow, a resounding silence.
That's unusual.
The silence or the beer?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Both. You know, I tried to look up this beer on their website. You know, usually what breweries list their beers, like even seasonal ones. So I went to the seasonal Hop Odyssey section because this says Hop Odyssey on the bottle, and it's not listed there.
I couldn't find it anywhere on their website.
I could not find it anywhere on their
I
website.
brought it up on Beer Advocate, so it does exist.
But well, is this because we're drinking?
I'm pretty sure it exists.
Well,
So if you like to drink your wood,
yeah. When I get thirsty, nothing says thirst quenching like a big old plank of cedar.
So, Jeremy,
No,
does it taste like Kinasana?
Not that I recall. The sauna was less pleasant.
I hope so.
I mean, we've had beers on the show before, aged in wine casks and using different woods and oak and stuff like that. So, but this isn't uncommon. I mean, I guess I'll go first. This is a tough one to pin down. There's definitely something, referring to what I said before, there's definitely something there besides just the hops that it works with. It's kind of a weird taste. It just kind of lays there for me. And the taste of it just kind of sits in the middle of the tongue and really doesn't do very much. And by that it sounds like I don't like it, but I don't know. It's weird. I can't quite pin this down. So what I will say is I don't hate it. Yeah, but I can't it's not like I can recommend it. So this would be like the Two Broke Girls of beers. It's kind of cool to look at, but I don't know if I would recommend it on a weekly basis.
But it's not actually funny.
It's actually pretty funny. So I'll give this a 5. It's not bad. It's just not great or good even. So 5 for me.
5. Okay. What flavor
Yeah,
of beer salt?
it is definitely weird.
It's got a taste there. I can't define a cedar.
I don't taste the cedar,
No.
but I don't really taste much of anything. All I is a super bitter flavor. It's just bitterness across my tongue.
You'd agree there's something there besides just hops, right?
Yes, and I think maybe
there.
Maybe that extra intense bitterness is the cedar. I don't smell the cedar.
Oh. Cedar is not exactly sweet, so it could be adding to the bitterness.
But there's a sweetness to it too.
But I would guess I was
That's
expecting
gotta be
the
from the
cedar
malt.
to be more aromatic, and I'm just
It's aromatic on the nose. 'Cause I definitely
but that's
smell
like hoppy.
I smell hops, and then I smell a background of like cedar dust.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like
it's
having a
weird
beer in
that
a workshop.
It's probably not something that I would want to drink again. It's not. It's interesting, but it's not awful. I think I'm right. I gave it 2.5 on Untapped, so I think I'm right there with you with a 5, Rob. That's not a bad beer. Just I'm not sure what to do with it. I think this might be a beer that would pair really well with food because it's pretty intense. It's an intense bitterness. It has some intense flavor, and maybe if there were some chicken wing, something spicy maybe to break it up, maybe it would pair well. But on its own, it's just kind of, I don't know.
It is kind of got a little bit different now that it's sat open for a minute or two. It's a little bit different than it was when I first opened it. But anyway,
I once prepared grilled shark on a cedar plank.
Oh.
Yeah, I do salmon on a cedar plank.
Yeah.
Yeah, salmon on a plank.
So maybe, I don't know if you would pair this with that.
I would think it would need a pretty assertive food flavor.
Yeah. I think the chicken wing sounds good now that you say that, but
I think
it could be that I'm just
I think
hungry.
you're right with fish. No, I think fish is a good idea for this beer. Actually,
You think so?
I agree. Yeah.
I think it might kick the fish in the ass, and you wouldn't taste it.
Yeah.
Shark, by the way,
Maybe fish
shark
tacos.
on the plank is delicious.
Maybe fish and buffalo sauce.
So yeah, Jeremy, you were a 5, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Keith, did you rate this? What do you think?
I haven't yet. I haven't given my review yet. I was
All
just commenting.
Okay.
Oh.
Do you want to wait, or do you want me to go?
I don't care. I can go if you want.
Yeah, this is an interesting beer. It looks really good in the glass. It's got a nice head. It's got a nice clarity and color. Looks like a pale ale, and the aroma was really good. It smelled nice and hoppy, but not like super hoppy like a pale ale. Certainly more hoppy than a pale ale, but not as like an IPA. But the flavor to me on the back end, there's this like off flavor coming to me, which I'm assuming is probably from the cedar, because Green Flash generally makes really good beer, but this is probably the least favorite of the Green Flash beers that I've had. It's not entirely offensive, but those flavors on the back end, I think the cedar is just kind of doing some weird things to the hops and kind of killing all the good parts of the bitterness and just making bitterness. So I think I'm going to give this one a 5 as well. It's not bad. I mean, I'm going to certainly finish the bottle, but it's not something I could easily recommend.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I'm going to describe something for you guys that I kind of picked up right away and has stuck with me. The bitterness is kind of a back of the tongue bitterness, but I felt it so high on the palate that I swear I'm tasting it on the roof of my mouth.
Yes, I completely agree.
Thank you.
Yep.
Because that is almost a creepy flavor because you should not taste things on the roof of your mouth. So, for one, I'd like to kind of give kudos to Green Flash for doing something like physically impossible with my mouth. I'll let that one. I'll just pause there so clip that out. And then, but yeah, it just beyond that, there's just nothing that exciting about it. It's very bitter, but the bitterness is without a balancing factor of any kind. I do kind of taste the cedar. I can pick out the cedar. It's almost like a little kind of sawdusty. I almost smell it in my nose, like it was fresh cut cedar wood or something. And maybe that's just me imagining it. I don't know, but it's there for me as a background, but it does not add to the beer in any way. If anything, I think that Gary might be right. It might be taking away from the hops. So it was a fun experiment, but I wouldn't drink it again.
You know,
With a 5?
Yeah, a 5 is a generous score. But
Okay.
I'll give it a 5.
So,
So-
let me do this. I think Jeremy read a couple of sentences from the description of this bottle, but let me read the whole thing. And now that you've tasted it, tell me what you think of this. All right. So we believe in continuously evolving. This means crafting and sharing special release and experimental brews to inspire and enlighten your palate. Our passion for hops presents infinite possibilities. We are constantly exploring new hop varieties, fresh combinations, and innovative brewing methods. Embark on an epic journey and discover our limited release Cedar Plank Pale Ale. Now that you've tasted it, and we've all kind of had the same take on it, what does that description tell you? Because I definitely have an impression in my mind.
that description doesn't describe this beer. It sounds great. It's whoever's in the marketing department is writing great stuff to put on bottles, but I don't know. I wanted to say an epic journey.
See,
It is some kind of journey.
I would argue that the way they've put their words and phrases together, it's almost like they're saying they know this beer isn't that great, but heck, we tried. We're always experimenting.
Isn't that what marketing is
variety.
about? Making something sound better than it is?
But doesn't it kind of sound like to you, like, look, we know this isn't that great, but we're trying new stuff, so bear with us. It's almost like a NFL coach saying we're in a rebuilding year. This is like a rebuilding. This is a rebuilding beer.
You know what? Keith's holding up the habanero brew salt. I poured some of the habanero brew salt in mine, and it actually helped. It
Yeah, that's
actually
where I'm going.
improved this beer.
Yeah.
It added a little kick
Habanero.
and mellowed it out.
Yeah, I still got my brew salt down here, and that's what I was thinking.
I got
kind of
lime.
thinking about
The habanero actually really works in this beer.
That's kind of what I want to do. So I'm going to put in. How much did you put in, Gary?
I don't know, probably a lot for how much I had left, but it's working.
I'll try some lime.
The best by date on this beer, by the way, is 4/2.
Yeah.
15. So we're ahead of the best by date. It's interesting that this beer is aged beer. They say aged with Spanish cedar. So usually beers that are a 6.0 alcohol percent aren't beers that you would typically age. And pale
No, I
ales,
usually go for the.
Oh, that's the problem. It's
8% or higher.
a Spanish cedar. Oh.
it was American cedar. It might be.
Now I
right.
get it.
Damn Spaniards don't know how to do a cedar.
I gotta grab my beer salt and try that. I'll be right back.
Yeah. Habanero. The habanero works with this. So I maybe.
And the lime works with this.
Oh my God! Thank you, brew salt.
Yeah. The brew
Thank
salt.
you, brew salt.
rescued
This is
this
a
one.
fantastic beer with some habanero brew salt.
I wouldn't go fantastic, but
Well,
it's
you
better.
didn't put in habanero. You put in.
I don't have any.
It pulls it up to at least a 7 with the habanero.
Yeah, the habanero. One, it takes the edge off those hops that were beating on the top of my mouth, and mellows it out and gives it a balance that is surprisingly not that spicy because of all the habanero salt I put in there. I kind of expected it to get spicy, but it balanced it out nicely.
Jeremy, are you
Yeah,
listening
that's
to the
good.
way that Keith says habanero?
Habanero.
Says it like a New Yorker that thinks they have Mexican food.
Yeah,
That's
something
right.
like that.
We say
Hey.
it appropriately down here in Texas, though.
My
Yeah.
my Dutch wife makes a mean tortilla soup out of all canned products, so I don't want to hear it.
You're saying your wife is mean?
Yes, that's what I said.
Oh.
And I think we all knew that, didn't we?
So,
I did not say that. No,
So-
no.
so yeah, Bruce Salt's to the rescue. That's a good.
Yeah,
Good Bruce Hall.
That
All
was-
right.
good pick. Thank you, Bruce Alt. That's why we keep you around. You save the bad beers and make them
Now I'll
better.
have to buy some more Bruce Salt because that's the end of my free sample.
Mm.
All right.
Thank you for the free samples, Bruce Salt.
That's it for our beer segment, but we are not done yet because we are moving on
Just
to
getting
our
started.
pint taken.
Oh wait, I wasn't ready.
Son of a.
Par for the course.
I've been really trying, trying to hold back this feeling for so long. And if you feel like I feel, then come on. Oh, come on.
All right.
Let's get it on. All right, so got a couple of topics tonight. I think the first one we can hit kind of quick. I love news stories, science stories that talk about sci-fi gadgets that we all grew up on that are becoming a reality in our world. I mean, we've seen the smartphones and phasers and all
Invisibility
this
cloaks.
visibility cloaks and bio beds and all these things that we saw in Star Trek or Doctor Who or whatever growing up becoming actual reality. Well, today, or within the last couple of days, Boeing has gone in for a patent to make a force field. That's right. Boeing is going to try to make a force field. So how are they going to do it? Well, I looked at the article, or the title of the article, and I said, how the heck is that possible? But when you read the fine points of it, it really isn't that difficult to understand how it would work. So what you'll happen, you have is a system on top of a vehicle. They're making this specifically for military vehicles to start with. It will sense a disturbance in the air, like when an explosion happens nearby the vehicle. So it'll sense that disturbance in the air, change in air pressure or force or whatever, and then it will direct some emitters on that side of that vehicle to send out laser pulses in that direction. The laser pulses will react with the air molecules directly between the explosion and the vehicle and reorder the ions in that area so that the ions kind of reform together, almost making like a field, basically, a kind of a mesh, which will absorb and deflect the blow, preventing most of the damage. So they're obviously extrapolating this out to be useful with ships, with planes, all kinds of things. But when you think about it, what an incredibly, first of all, awesome thing, but a really simple thing too, because we knew that lasers can affect ions and molecules and different things that it interacts with. And what a perfect way to use this. Dudes, they're making a force field.
No, they're patenting a force field, and it looks like they have a lovely drawing.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful drawing.
I've played around with ionizers and such before, and I never found them to impede my progress towards anything. So I'm not sure how much force an ion field is going to be able to absorb. But
that was
I'm also not a scientist. Yeah.
So the force.
I knew that, Gary. I stole your question.
No, it's related. So if they have this force field generator on the car, vehicle, Humvee, whatever, and the people aren't in it, and then there's like something happens, and they all run toward it to get back in to drive away. If they're running really fast, will it actually prevent them from getting in the car?
Right.
I don't know. I think it kind of detects sudden changes. Now,
if they're fast, I mean,
what they-
Usain Bolt toward
Well,
a
if the
car.
explosion is happening, if the force field's being thrown out there,
what they've
is
also
it
said
going
is
to be someone's?
that the
progress?
destruction for a lot of explosions come not from the bomb itself or even the shrapnel that is created once it explodes. It's the shock waves that it puts out. So what they're saying is this laser emitter can ionize the air to deflect the shock waves.
Have you ever read patents? Anyone?
Oh, they're horrible.
They're horrible.
God, no.
They all
I've
read.
tried to read a few.
They read almost exactly the same, and they make no sense.
No, I don't know how the people in the patent office. How do they even? Who would apply for a job in the patent office? I just can't understand it. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, and the only good thing is be job security, because the patent office is what, like 15 years behind,
Yeah, that's true.
or something like that. So,
All right.
you know,
Why?
you're guaranteed to retire there.
I would
thought this was
love
kinda
to see
cool.
a demo of this. Really, it would be.
No, I
that would
think
be
it's
really
an awesome idea. I can't even believe that it would work, but obviously they must have tested it well enough to put in about a patent for it.
Well, they did come up with an awesome little animatic too. If you followed the link and the website that I put in the notes. No actual realistic tests yet that they have put out to the public to see, but maybe they've done something in their lab. I don't know. Pretty cool.
It sounds cool. I'm just wondering if the patent lawyers are going to get involved. Now, anytime somebody mentions a force field in like a TV show or movie or something like that, if they're Bowen's going to sue them.
Dear God.
Well, I mean, I don't know.
Star Wars.
What is the? Let me follow the link real quick. I'm trying to
Well,
figure out
the concept of a force field is. The concept of a force field has clearly been done before. I think the patent probably only applies to this specific technology of creating a force field. So if someone else created a different kind of force field, it would work.
It also covers the detection of the explosion.
So they're not calling it.
Oh, that's not good.
They're not calling it a force field. They're calling it a method and system for shockwave attenuation via electromagnetic arc.
You know what? Every human can detect an explosion. I mean, so I don't know how they can patent that.
Well, again, they're trying to disperse or redirect the shockwave.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, I guess.
So we'll reserve judgment until we see a demo.
Yeah, until it's installed on my car and can protect my car from taking damage from other schmucks on ice, then I'm not interested.
That's a new Disney show?
It is the new Disney show, yeah, Schmucks on Ice.
Yeah.
It's in New York.
Yeah, and companies have put out have issued or gotten patents for things that they never are able to put together. So we'll see. But I just thought the concept and the fact that they think that they're close to being able to really do this, pretty cool.
I would love to see it.
And it's nice that they're thinking of technologies that are actually trying to help and save people, as opposed to patents for just different ways to kill people. Yeah. So that is good. I mean, you see a lot of things come out of military technology that most people don't even know about. Things that slowly weave their way into our consumer buying experience. But I guess a little bit of a kudos to Boeing for trying to do something to save people that are out there on the front lines.
Absolutely. Yeah. Especially since they're talking about using this for airplanes, and the news in the airplane industry is not that great this week. So.
Nope.
Yeah. Anyway, that's and I thought that would be an interesting thing to bring up. I love science come to life. Yay, science! Now, Gary had a topic. Gary, do you want to save it for the pick segment, or you want to talk about it here?
We should talk about it here because my pizza's going to be here soon.
I'm going to let you just go right ahead and tackle it. Go.
Well, okay. So the topic came up because Amazon today announced their new unlimited cloud storage offering, which is $60 a year for unlimited, basically storage of anything. If you're a Prime user, you already had unlimited photos with 5 gigabytes of other storage. This new offering gives you pretty much unlimited storage for anything for $60 a year, which is much cheaper than any other competitive service. So like Dropbox or what Apple's doing or what Google offers or these different services offer. So it's definitely the cheapest cloud storage solution out there. So it got me thinking of the topic of kind of how do we back up or how do we share files just in our home network, and if we have solutions for that. I was interested to hear what each one of you were doing, and if you have a solution for backing up stuff, and what is the most important stuff for you to back up. Because for me, I have CrashPlan on my computer that backs up the computer that I'm on right now, and mostly that's backing up my photos, and then there's some files on there, but most of the files are stuff I don't really care about, like my taxes and crap like that. And then all my music is actually stored on a network attached storage, which CrashPlan and most of the backup services don't let you back up network attached storage or some kind of drive on your home network. But with this Amazon plan, I can just simply drag and drop those files into Amazon's client that you install on your computer, and all of a sudden now I can back up my stuff. So I added up all of my hard drives that I have connected and attached to my computer, and I have just under 2 terabytes of data currently sitting in my computer right here within the 2 feet of where I'm sitting. And I'm going to start loading all that stuff up into Amazon and letting them back it up. And I'll pay the $60 a year because it's much cheaper than anything I can find via other services.
Are they going to give you a discount for being a Prime member? Or you just get unlimited plus 5 gigabytes?
No, I don't think there's a discount. I think you pay your Prime, you get your photos unlimited. If you want to do this cloud storage, you pay the $60 a year.
Pay this separate.
It's a separate charge. So I signed up today. It's a 3-month free trial, so I won't get charged until whatever 3 months from now is. The one thing that it is kind of a downside of it.
And of course, you used the Pine of No Return link when you went to Amazon to buy this.
No, I was already logged in.
Wrong answer. Wrong answer. Yes, always use it. Always use it. Always tell Keith yes. It makes
I do use it for I do use stuff for stuff that I buy on regular basis though.
Listeners or Aaron, just so you know, if you go to the website pnrshow.com, there's an Amazon link there, and if you click that and then buy anything on Amazon, it doesn't cost you anymore, but we get a little tiny commission, and it's a good thing for us. Pays for things like the website and such.
How this differs from like a Backblaze or CrashPlan is that those services automatically detect files that have changed and then upload them for you. This doesn't do that. It's you tell it what you want to upload, sort of like a Dropbox where everything in a folder will get uploaded. So it's not as elegant as a true backup service, but for what I do and what I change, I'm just going to have to manage it myself.
You could make it
that's
be
really a deal breaker.
Well, no, come on. With a simple script, Jeremy, you could have it do that for you.
Is it here?
Oh, I'm not a coder, and I could write that script.
Or I could use Backblaze and not worry about it because it backs up everything automatically on my computer and any attached storage. Any USB or Thunderbolt or FireWire drive that's plugged into my computer, all gets backed up.
And it's unlimited?
Unlimited.
For what's your yearly price?
What is my price? $100? $10 a month? I think it's $99 for a year.
$99 for a year. It's a little cheaper then.
Well,
not
it's
that
cheaper,
over a year that's much difference, but
hang on, I gotta see. $50 a year.
Oh, okay.
If you pay for a year, it's $50.
$50 really, if you pay for a year in advance. Okay, then you're right there.
And it works great. We have an iMac that my wife and I share, and that has a Drobo plugged in and a drive that has photos on it. So all the music, all the videos, all the photos, and everything on the computer get backed up automatically. I don't have to think about it.
And the one thing that's really good about that is you do need to back up your Drobos.
Yes. You need to back up your everythings.
Definitely your Drobos, because for a backup hard disk system that they advertise to be, they're probably one of the most unreliable.
Yeah, back up everything all the time.
Sorry, I'm back for a couple minutes.
Backblaze is awesome, and you can get your files from anywhere.
Nice. Can you link to your files from anywhere? Can you share them?
No, not like Dropbox. Everything's encrypted.
I know.
So to
I don't
get
know
your
about
file,
the regular files from Amazon, but I know the picture files you can actually share.
Yeah.
that is cool. But that's what Flickr's for too.
Yeah, but I mean, Flickr. I have different use cases for sharing. So I have family and like my mom and in-laws and stuff that want to see family things. So I can put the videos and upload them into the Amazon service, send them a link to the video and share it. That's not something I want to put in Flickr,
Right.
but I would want to share with those people.
I have done that in Flickr, and you set it to private only, and then send out the link. But it's a pain. It's. I think Gary's right. I think we started using Amazon's a little while ago, and then when my daughter got her Kindle, it just made sense. All of a sudden, so the more you are in the Amazon universe, the more this just makes sense. But I'll just reiterate again, which is redundant, but that the latest crop of Kindles are freaking amazing pieces of hardware for the price they are. And then when you start adding in things like Prime and unlimited photo backup and unlimited lending library and music streaming and stuff like that, that all comes with it for free. You're insane not to just buy a Kindle tablet and get Prime. It's insane.
Now, Amazon's doing a lot of stuff right.
They really are.
I'm curious to see how folks like Dropbox and Apple respond to this kind of thing, because this is kind of a direct competitor with more iCloud than Dropbox, because Dropbox has a lot of business users. But I'm wondering what they're going to do if this starts driving down the prices of those other services.
Yeah, if they let me link to files the way Dropbox does, in that backup service or that storage service, then it's probably all over for me too. I couldn't see a reason not to do it.
Yeah. Jeremy, I think you're muted.
I am.
Oh,
nope. It's just quiet.
It should have mute icon. So.
Well.
All right. Well, I have to run. It's been to the point of I have to now be a father. So.
Damn it!
I know. So I will have to bow out. So thanks again to Brew Salt for rescuing the beer, and
yes.
Have a good rest of the show. And I hope that Aaron has some awesome feedback.
See you next week, Gary.
All right.
See ya.
As probably the lowest guy on the technology totem pole, I don't have any cloud storage to speak of. Well, I shouldn't say that. We have our photos from trips and things that we've taken on Snapfish, which we download and make books in. So I guess you would consider that cloud storage, although it's not specifically a cloud service.
Well, it's a service that makes money off of you making books and stuff like that.
Yeah,
but you can also share and retrieve all your photos in their original version, so that's backup.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with it.
And I don't do the nearly the file sharing that perhaps some others on the podcast do. So it's not as vital to me in that sense to have backups in there. I mean, I back up my computer, and my laptop has a backup drive on it that I back up to. But I don't see this as something I would use. But I guess it's great for folks that really have lots and lots of stuff that they want to save and keep stored off-site. I mean, as long as the security is good, which not every place can say. I mean, certainly Apple can't say that from their experiences over the past years. Ask any Hollywood celebrity who took a naked selfie if they trust Apple's cloud service. But if they can assure some kind of security for your stuff, then hey, great.
I think for the other three of us, being big photographers, photos is
sure.
the key.
Sure, yeah.
I mean, if something were to happen to, if we just worked on a single computer system, and something were to happen to our photo libraries, it would be crushing.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, yeah, you guys do.
I think
way more than that.
Jeremy would probably start living under a bridge somewhere.
Think of the losses.
Where are you, Jeremy? Do you have a count on your published photos yet? Are you over the 100,000 mark?
Good
You got to be
question.
close. Just on Flickr, you got to be close.
Flickr is where most everything is published.
Right. I know Thomas Hawk hit it a little while ago, and I think that remembering then that you weren't that far behind. So,
How do you even find that?
I mean, if
it
Gary
used to be prominent on your account, but since they've redesigned the site, I don't know where it is anymore.
Gary were to
I
lose
have 25,000.
25,000.
if Gary were to lose his stuff, think of the losses just in terms of photos of the Prudential building. I mean, at least 75% of your photos have got to be of that building, right?
You must mean Jeremy and the Transamerica building.
Yeah.
What? No. Did I say Prudential? I meant Transamerica, yes,
Yeah.
of course.
Yeah, although since I don't have that view anymore, people are probably relieved.
I missed it. I definitely enjoyed that. I liked your book project that you put together for that. That was kind of neat.
I mean, yeah, they have a lot of pictures of that. Someday soon, there's a coffee table book with your name on it, with the Transamerica building on it.
Well, Jeremy made that one year. It was that view for a day. It was 365 images.
Yeah.
There's three of them now.
Yeah. So.
All right. Let's go on to our pick segments this week. It's half pint time, and we've got some bumper music coming your way.
We do? No, because you didn't give me enough notice. You just ramble into these things, and I don't know where we're going, and I need like just 2 seconds warning. Is all I need.
Have you been drinking a big bottle of beer?
I have.
Now, Jeremy, you knew exactly where I was going, didn't you?
I knew exactly. I was watching Keith. I was watching him, and he did.
There you go.
And that's about right.
Perfectly appropriate bumper music.
Yeah. So in our half pint segment, we find something this week that tickled our fancy, jolted our funny bone, just made us laugh, made us download, made us win something that we like this week that we think you should take a look at, be it an app, a TV show, a band, a book, anything of that nature. So first up this week, I'm actually going to, Jeremy, I think the time has come to just erase Keith's name from the show notes because
come on,
he's never going to have it. You have a pick, but it's not written down.
Not
so
listed,
I'm just going to erase your name.
Amir, 2 shows ago, I filled that in.
Oh, well, don't let us down, Keith. What's your pick for this week?
I have a very geeky pick. Rob, you probably won't find any use for this, so take a nap. Jeremy, you probably already know about this. If not, you're going to love it. I have a little app that is for Windows or Mac, and it is free, and it is called ShareMouse. Do you know about ShareMouse, Jeremy?
No.
Okay, ShareMouse is a software-driven kind of KVM switch. Basically, you can have 2 separate computer systems, or more, 3, 4, whatever you need, and 1 keyboard and mouse. And then right now I've got my Windows PC right in front of me, and I've got my Mac Mini converted from my old Mac Pro laptop right here. And I'm broadcasting on one, and I'm recording the show on the other, and it's really slick. But last week, and every show before this, I had a keyboard and mouse for this one, and a keyboard and mouse for this one, and I'd have to switch between them. Well, now I can use the same keyboard and mouse, and if I just drag my mouse off the right side of the screen, it automatically shows up on the Mac.
Oh,
click in there and type.
Like a dual monitor. Yeah.
Like a dual monitor, but it's totally different systems. It's going from a Windows system right into a Mac.
That's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
My wireless keyboard and mouse. I got my little trackpad there. So I've thrown the other one away. It works great. Just like having a dual monitor, you can set the ratios and where the monitors are and height differences and such, so everything works out smoothly across them. It goes across the network to do this. So as long as your systems are on the same network, it works.
And it looks like it supports drag and drop and copy paste between systems.
Well,
That's
and that's
awesome.
I was going to get there. Yeah, you can literally take a file off the Windows PC and drag it onto the Mac, and the Mac will see it and be able to use it, and
That's
vice
really
versa.
cool. And it
So,
actually
yeah.
it copies the file, right? It's
How does
Right,
that?
no,
How does that work?
it's all working over the network. It's just happening seamlessly.
Okay.
I
So
think it's
like,
magic.
yeah, it is. It's a lot like magic. But instead of copying and then remoting in or accessing your hard drive via share and then pasting the file in, this sees what you're trying to do with dragging the file and automatically just copies it from one desktop to another or one folder to another across the computer systems. It's bloody brilliant. It does work like magic, and to my surprise, there's almost no lag. I don't know if I'd work on the Mac for gaming for this because there's just a hint of a lag, but for everything else, it's dead center, spot on.
That's awesome.
Typing is no lag at all. The mouse only lags when it first starts, but after that, it's beautiful. And what they do too, so that you can tell what system you're on, is they kind of automatically dim the screen that's not active.
Hmm.
So it just dims a little bit. What are you laughing about?
Go ahead.
What are you laughing about?
I'm not laughing at you.
You are.
No, I'm not.
You are.
I just looked ahead to Jeremy's pick.
Oh, good. Scumbag. Stealing my thunder is what you are.
No.
You're both stealing my thunder.
No, I wanted to be ready to talk about it, and I knew what you had done, and you summed it up very well, and I got it. So I was trying to get ready for the next thing, and I couldn't hold it in.
Well, all right. Anyway, the most bestest part of this is it's an entirely free app.
So it says
Wow.
it says version 2, and you can upgrade to 3, or there's a 3 beta, and it says you can buy it. So what do you get if you buy it? Do you know?
For personal use, it's free. So like in an enterprise situation, you would probably want to buy it.
Got it. Same
it could be
features
useful.
though, and works. Oh, I see. Free for personal. Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, you get all the features on it. And I know there's other software out there that does this. It costs a little bit of money, and it will support Linux too. So if you have multiple machines and 3 different systems, then maybe you want to look at that. But this is totally free, works between Windows and a Mac, just about any version of Windows and Mac software that you're running.
All right.
And it's just slicker than all shit. I love it.
Silly
That's
question.
cool.
Silly question.
Shoot.
Why is it free?
I know this.
Why is it free?
Yeah.
It's free because they want you to use it at home and then say, we need this at work and you have to buy it for me.
Yeah, because really only IT people are really going to get excited about this, because how many people have 2 different computer systems sitting on the same desk? People like me and maybe Jeremy. So if we use it here and then we take it to work and say, oh, this is the most amazing thing, we show it off, and then they have to buy a commercial license for it. So it's free advertising. But if you're a geek like me and have 2 systems sitting side by side, don't have 2 keyboards and mice sitting side by side. That's stupid.
Or don't have 2 systems. I don't know. Maybe.
Well, this podcast wouldn't run without 2 systems.
Oh, that's true.
So
well, and sometimes
don't
you'll have multiple systems for support.
Yeah.
That's true. Well, very cool. All right. You know what? You told me to go to sleep, but I stayed awake, and I'm glad I did. It was that's pretty cool. That is cool.
Yeah.
Jeremy wants to talk about the Kentucky meat shower.
The Kentucky meat shower is my pick.
Yeah. Go ahead.
So what did you think when you saw Kentucky meat shower?
Don't
answer that. Don't answer that. So the Kentucky meat shower was an incident where chunks of red meat fell from the sky near Rankin, Bath County, Kentucky for several minutes on March 3rd, 1876. It is substantiated. There were multiple witnesses. It is a thing that happened. It seems that it was lung tissue from a horse, or perhaps, let's see, what did they say? A lung tissue from a horse or a human infant.
That's a big difference.
There is no explanation of
especially
why
considering
it
the
actually
amount of meat.
happened. So this led me to another. So this is my entire pick is the Kentucky Meat Shower and Anomalous Weather. So this I
Before
found
you
this
before you
page.
talk about your other anomalous weather, which is
Mhm,
very very funny too, and I definitely want you
mhm.
to talk about this, but the rest of the article on Wikipedia, um, the 3 samples were of muscle tissue, lung tissue, 3 samples muscle tissue, 2 of cartilage. Now underneath that, there's a hypothesis. Out
One
of
of
the
the
many
many
theories
theories.
for explanation of this phenomenon, now, I'm reading this verbatim. One suggested by locals is that the meat was disgorged by buzzards, quote, who, as is their custom, seeing one of their companions disgorge himself, immediately followed suit. So the
So
meat shower was the
flock
result
of
of a
buzzards
mass buzzard puking
puking. Yeah.
in a 100 by 50 yards rectangular area.
I like the sentence under identifying the meat. The meat appeared to be beef, but 2 locals who tasted it stated that it tasted like
Oh!
mutton, venison, or lamb. So
Yeah,
if
but
you
they
see,
said it could possibly be lung tissue from a horse or a human infant.
so if you see meat falling from the sky, your first instinct is, of course, to taste it, right?
Well, yeah, especially if it falls on the grill.
Oh.
If I had my grill open and a piece of meat fell on it, I'd try it.
Oh. Okay, so back to your anomalous weather. Go ahead.
So this is a page under Wikipedia's anomalous weather category,
I have
and
looked at this, by the way, before. Yeah.
there's some interesting things on here. Watermelon snow, a rain of animals, the year without summer, ball lightning. So it's really fun to.
All right, yeah.
And I definitely did not spend time at work today reading through this entire
But
page.
did you see
But
what was recently added to this page?
Yes, I saw that.
2015 New
The New
England
England
cold
cold
wave
wave.
is now added as anomalous weather on this list.
So
you
really, it
for
must be
living it.
it must be authoritative. It's on the internet.
What the
It
hell
must
is a
all be true.
pneumonia front?
See, you're learning stuff already. So that's my pick of the week: the anomalous weather category on Wikipedia, including the Kentucky meat shower.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I will be showing that to my daughter on her week off of school next week and just let her go nuts.
Wow, that is pretty. Wow. A pneumonia front is when a front moves through so quickly with such a drastic drop in temperatures, it drops 16 degrees or more in an hour. That's a big drop. Wow. Okay. Very cool. My pick for the week is a board game, but it's a board game I haven't played. But I'm going to suggest it to you anyway because I can see it and I know I want to play it. And I have long wanted to become good at chess, and it just hasn't happened for me. I don't play chess well. I like the idea of chess, but I'm really no good at it. But there's a new board game came out a couple of years ago via Kickstarter called The Duke. And The Duke is a very similar game to chess. It has different pieces that move in different directions. The object is, of course, to protect your Duke from being captured. And you capture other pieces, just like in chess, by moving your piece over to their space. You capture them. But there's a couple of subtle twists to it. First of all, each piece is a flat tile that shows exactly how the piece moves. When you move it in one of those directions, you flip the tile. And on the back of the tile is another movement pattern for that piece. So you're constantly just trying to strategize. If I move it this way, it's going to flip this way, which will allow me to do this. So it's almost another layer of strategy. Also, on your turn, you can either move one of your pieces in this fashion, or if you have an empty space on the board, which is only a 6x6 grid, it's very small. If you have an empty space on the board next to your Duke, you can draw one of your tiles out of a bag randomly and put it next to your Duke. So you can bring more warriors, in a sense, on the board. So you have to decide whether that or not that's worth it. Now, the game itself, I've watched it played a couple times, and I've read the rules through. That sounds kind of fun enough. The game's only designed to take about 10 or 15 minutes. It goes very quickly, which is nice for me, because the long chess games just really bother me. But The other cool thing about it is it has variants. It has a capture the flag variant. It has a king of the mountain variant. It has a tower defense variant that you can play all different ways using the same pieces. They have expansions with different types of pieces. They've got a whole set dedicated to the King Arthur legend. They've got a set dedicated to the Robert E. Howard universe, which is Conan the Barbarian, and lots of different ways you can play. And it's a little on the expensive side, I think, for a game of this type. It's about $40, but I'm assuming that that's going to come down in price. However, you can go to the website, which is Catalyst Game Labs, and I put the link in our notes, and they have a print and play version of the game. You basically print out a 6x6 grid, and then all the pieces are can fold over onto each other. You just tape them so that when you play, you can just flip them over, and you can get that for free. So you can try the game out and see if you like it. And I'm definitely going to give that a try this weekend if I can find some.
That also means if you have access to a laser, like a laser etching thingy, or some sort of manufacturing materials, you could make your own version of the game. That's really cool. That looks like fun. I'm going to give that a try. I think Rob disappeared.
Yeah, Rob's audio disappeared, but I can't decide if that's like gonna hurt my brain or if it's just kind of a weird head-to-head Tetris.
Do you play chess?
I'm not well. But yes, I do have a chess set. I do like to get it out occasionally.
I think if you play chess, this seems like a pretty easy,
surprised.
not easy, but a pretty smooth transition to this. This is cool.
Yeah. It'd be interesting. You know what? It sounds like something, although it's a board game, and I do respect board games. It would be something interesting to play head-to-head on the iPad.
Yeah.
You know, because it would do all the flipping for you and arranging stuff. And there's not enough of those games to play with someone else with one iPad.
Right.
I'm a fan of those because I tried to play a few of them with my daughter as they come out, and they are great to be able to just throw an iPad down in between us and use that as a tabletop surface or gaming surface.
Okay, cool. I'm back. What were you talking about? What game now?
Your game.
Duke.
Oh, the Duke?
Yeah, we've been talking about the Duke this whole time.
Well, you talked about a game that you could play with an iPad, so I thought you were talking about different.
I was saying this would be good on.
Oh
that.
yeah, absolutely. It'd be a great app.
If I could throw my iPad Mini between the two of us on the couch and we could just try it out that way.
By the way,
to
take off on your point there, Small World, you can play.
Yeah, Small World you can play head to head like that.
Yep.
That's been on my get list for a while.
Yeah, they would love Small World. So, but yeah, the Duke would be awesome to play, and that probably will go that route eventually, and it'd be a great multiplayer, play by move, that kind of thing. So,
yeah.
Anyway, give it a try. It's very, very cool. Cool concept.
Did you have a price on that, Rob? What was the base thing?
The price on Amazon, I believe, is $34.95.
Okay.
Which, and you get a lot of tokens for each side, and you get a bag to draw from each side, and of course the rules and all that kind of stuff. But so in my mind, that's a little pricey. Oh, sorry, $31.11 now on Amazon.
Okay.
So for a chess type game, it's probably a little on the pricey side. I think $19.95 or $20 would be just the right spot for this game.
Depends on the quality of the build. If it's nice, sturdy pieces and not paper,
the pieces are like
chits.
The pieces are wood, which is probably why it's a little more expensive.
Yeah.
And they're coming out with a second edition or an expansion set that's going to be hard plastic resin. So maybe that'll drive the price down a little bit because wood is expensive.
I mean, one of the best things to do with a chess set is just stand it up somewhere so people can look at it and then watch it collect dust.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So, for $30 and wood pieces, I'm in for letting this sit out and collect dust.
Really? You are?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Shut up.
I'm gonna get my tax money back first. So.
But you know what? This would be a really obviously it's a very cool thinky strategy type game, but it's designed to be played very quickly. So you could teach your kid to play it And first of all, you're not going to lose your whole life while they're miserable trying to learn this thing. And secondly, it's quick enough that they can probably pick up strategies very quickly and even faster than you, maybe. So, anyway, so that is our pick segment for the week. And sadly, this brings us to the end of another thrilling adventure episode of the Pint of No Return.
Every episode is an adventure.
Absolutely. So, what do we got coming up for next week? What's our beer?
I think we're finally out of the Jeremy beers, unless we want to do the Michelada kit.
We could do that. Did you guys get Gary's beers yet?
Not yet.
I've
Hopefully
got
they'll-
some beer sitting in my fridge from someone.
Oh, we got the black.
I got the almanac.
We've got the Butte to do.
Yeah, it's the Black Butte Porter, right?
Yeah,
Let's
Do
do
we have
that.
we should do that. That's still hanging out.
Let's do that. So next week, Black Butte Porter, and maybe also next week we'll be back on Alpha Geek Radio, or though
Hopefully.
maybe
I
we've
don't
been
know.
canceled.
I don't know. I still had access to do everything. I just couldn't make the connection work. So.
Yeah, so.
I'll know that. Hopefully they'll just pick up this show in its rerun form and just.
But that doesn't matter because you're watching us right now via iTunes or Stitcher or one of your podcast apps or live on Google,
We do
and you
have a
don't need
viewer.
you don't need no stinking Alpha Geek. You got us right here, right now, and every week or nearly every week. So, from all of us here at the Pine of No Return Show, thanks for listening, and drink more beer.
Take a strong stout over stride.
Drink responsibly.
Responsible.
You know we can hear you singing, right?
I'd rather have lager than wine. I'll take a strong stout.
I don't know if you were listening closely or if you were watching, but when Keith was singing along with that, he sounded like he had mothballs in his mouth.
I wasn't actually. I was just lip syncing.
Pretty funny. Drink more beer responsibly.